right. And all right, friends, we are here. Do we have a James?
I think it's still connecting.
It's a drum roll, please. All right, we'll get to James in a moment. All right, so it's Monday. It's 8 o'clock, and if it's Monday at 8 o'clock, it is Mighty Monkey's Nerd World News, and I am your host. My name is John Smith. With me, as always, is my surly human sidekick, Sarah Jane Smith. This works. Somewhere along the line, it works.
Oh, we lost James.
And we lost James. We'll figure that out along the way. Hopefully we can get James on board tonight. If we can't, we will miss him tremendously. We do have his information somewhere along the line.
I have it.
All right, so you will handle that.
You want to? Oh, we got comments already.
We got comments already. Look at this. Oh, it's Elizabeth Rice. Ann is here. There's Bill. There's John, and there is James, our buddy, our meme lord. Okay, fellas, friends, family. Hang on just a second while I do this and this. And there's a James. Hang on. Just a
We're going to add him to the stream.
We're going to add him to the stream. There's a James.
Please keep working. Please keep working.
I know. Have you been having issues all day today?
Most of the day.
Most of the day? Well, you seem to be ironed out at the moment.
So you're gonna
all right, so I'm going to go with this one, and we are going to have this particular face in front of us because that gentleman right there is our top story. Breaking this afternoon only a few hours ago. Richard Donner, director of Superman, Lethal Weapon series, and several other of the most amazing movies of the 80s and 90s, has passed away at the age of 91. The veteran television director who helmed the first Superman film starring Christopher Reeve and the 4 Lethal Weapon films in a spectacular transition to the big screen passed away this afternoon, his assistant told The Hollywood Reporter. Donner's career in features was jump-started when he got a hold of an early script of The Omen in 1976, a $2 million film that grossed $60 million in the U.S. and spawned 2 sequels. A former actor from New York, Donner got his start calling the shots when he convinced Steve McQueen that he was up to the task of directing a 1960 episode of the CBS Western Wanted, Dead or Alive. Donner then famously helmed 6 episodes of CBS's The Twilight Zone, all for the 1963 to 1964 season. His first was the memorable Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, starring William Shatner as an airplane passenger who looks out the window and sees a creature on a wing, something we've talked about on FC3's Monkey Business podcast. Survivors include his wife, X-Men producer Lauren Schuler Donner. He tied the knot for the only time when he was 55, shortly after. Schuler had hired him to direct the Michelle Pfeiffer fantasy film Lady Hawk in 1985. They later teamed for a highly successful production company behind such films as Deadpool.
Really?
Yep. For Superman in 1978, producers Alexander and Ilya Selkind wanted to hire a big name like Robert Redford or Paul Newman to portray the Man of Steel, but Donner thought otherwise, saying he couldn't believe those actors in tights were flying around. He recalled in a 2006 interview with the Archive of American Television that he wanted an unknown. Persistent casting director Lynn Stallmaster brought Reeve, then a skinny theater actor, to his attention. And after a meeting at the Sherry Netherland Hotel, the Sherry Netherland Hotel in New York, Donner said he knew instantly Christopher Reeve could play the role. The Selkins decided to film Superman and planned a sequel back-to-back, a method they employed with the 3 Musketeers in 1973 and the 4 Musketeers in 1974. But with costs mounting, scenes for the second film were halted so that Donner could focus on finishing the first movie. Even though Superman turned out to be a huge hit, grossing $300 million worldwide, and Donner had shot about 75% of Superman 2, the Selkins fired him by telegram and replaced him with Richard Lester. The Hard Day's Night director scrapped most of Donner's footage. Marlon Brando's scenes were taken out because of cost concerns, and Gene Hackman refused to come back for additional filming, and he started over. A Donner director's cut, darker than Lester's more comic book version, was released in DVD in 2006 by Warner Brothers. Donner did go wire to wire with the Lethal Weapon franchise, directing all 4 of the films in the popular franchise that raked in $955 million worldwide. I'd always wanted to do an action movie per se, but the scripts he had seen were always gratuitous action with very little character, he said in the TV archive interview. I always felt that if you don't care about the people, you won't care about the action. But when he read the script for the first Lethal Weapon in 1987, bless you,
Thank you.
he said, wow, this is really good. This Shane Black is a great writer. And he was right. Donner brought Mel Gibson and Danny Glover together for a reading, and the rest of my life was changed for the next 10 years, he went on to say. Born Richard Donner Schwartzberg on April 24th of 1930 in the Bronx and raised in Mount Vernon, New York. After studying business and theater arts in night school in New York University and enlisting in the U.S. Navy, he made the rounds off-Broadway, playing a succession of 5-line parts in obscure plays. He also did live TV at the time, performing for John Frankenheimer, Sidney Lumet, Arthur Penn, and Martin Ritt, who offered Donner a job as an assistant director after the overmatched actor proved lousy at taking direction. Donner went on to direct for such series as the Loretta Young Show, The Rifleman, Route 66, Have Gun, Will Travel, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Get Smart, Gilligan's Island, The Fugitive, The Banana Splits Adventure Hour, Kojak, and Tales from the Crypt. Asked in the TV archive interview what advice he would give newcomers in the business, Donner replied, direct anything you can get your hands on, even if it's traffic. Direct, direct, direct. Keep busy, keep honing your work, so when the opportunity comes, you'll be ready. The man will definitely, thoroughly, and eternally be missed. Sienna Beers is online. Hello, Sierra. Good to see you. Peter's on board. Peter, keep an eye on the excuse me, on the birthdays this week. We'll have a little something for you there. Now we're gonna go real quick. I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this because I'm a professional cameraman. And we're going to jump into comic chicks tonight.
Yay!
We have a comic chick, as it
Yes,
were.
the other comic chick is at home making homemade pizzas.
Making homemade pizza.
Yes. So the first comic we have for the week is Sensational Wonder Woman #5.
Do you notice I was on the trigger this time? I was
You
ready
were.
to go.
You're ready.
Ready to
And
go.
this one was for you. Katie, a spirited 98-year-old woman, has escaped her nursing home. For some reason, I see you and me doing that. As her caregivers track her down, Katie recounts her World War II adventures with Wonder Woman. And I'm just guessing that this is on your pull list. I am not 100% certain, but I'm 100% certain. Okay, the next one is for Wade. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero Yearbook #2. Relive the classic era of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, in this very special reprint of Yearbook #12 from the prolific imaginations of living legends Larry Hama, who came
He came to FC3 2.
year 2,
He came to year 2.
and Michael Golden. We haven't had him yet.
No, he haven't.
The yearbook features the epic tale triple play, as well as tons of amazing extra materials, and is a must-have for longtime collectors, Wade, and new fans alike. Not Wade. It includes a brand new cover by modern-day fan favorite artist Tim Laddie from Ghostbusters.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
X-Men #1. These X-Men are fearless. The heroes of Krakoa are here to save the planet. Things might be complicated between the nation of Krakoa and the rest of the world, but to the X-Men, things are simple. You do what's right, you protect those who need protecting, and you save the world we all share. Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Sunfire, Rogue, Wolverine, Sync, and Polaris are the chosen champions of mutant kind, and they will not shrink from any battle for their home planet.
Woohoo!
Writer Gary Duggan from Marauders, Deadpool, Uncanny Avengers reteams with superstar artist Pepe Larraz, House of X, X of Swords, Planet-Size X-Men to chart the course of X-Men in a world of the Reign of X.
And last but not least.
Last but not least, this is a
Boom.
Christopher one.
Yay!
The Amazing Spider-Man Annual #2. Infinite Destinies Part 4, Infinite Fury Part 4. Spider-Man vs. Star. The next can't-miss installment of the Infinite Destinies saga is here. Spider-Man thinks he knows the reality warpers, but he's never met Ripley Ryan. Mass murderer and occasional thunderbolt, Star is still searching for her own path and the power to shape her future however she wants. But can the wielder of the reality stone really go up against a hero who's fought gods? Find out here and get the next piece of the Infinity Stone puzzle.
Woohoo!
So this Wednesday will be Comic Chicks. We will be celebrating Comic Chick Anne's birthday. Yay! And also, want to be a part of FC3 Show 6, the search for Show 5? We still haven't found it.
No.
We are still accepting applications for volunteers, panels, game masters, vendors. Please go to our website, www.fc3roc.com.
Nicely done.
I'm done.
I am so proud of you. I can't even think straight
And
right
that's
now.
with
It's
wine in
amazing.
my system.
A lot of it, too.
Yeah. Last 3.
Tanya is a lush tonight.
Yes, it's been a while. Tomorrow I go back to summer school.
That's a thing. All right. So, hey, my friend James is on board here. Your connection is holding true to
For now.
form so far?
For now.
Okay, good. Well, James is the man about town and master of folk dance. So tell us a little bit about what's going on lately, James.
Well, the blog is on its bi-weekly schedule, so we're on an off week. And Gaming Studio Regulars is on a 2-week hiatus while I recharge those batteries and play some fresh games to get some more stuff to talk about. But in the meantime, the Penny and James sort of hopefully funny cartoon podcast is rolling on its own bi-weekly schedule, which comes up again this week with Space Ace. Now, you probably know this as the 1980s Laserdisc game.
There we go.
Yeah, I didn't get a slide up for it this week.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's okay. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Let me just go ahead and go right back to you then, since I don't have graphics for that. Give me a second here. And then we're going to do this, and I'm going to do that.
Okay.
It's your show, James.
So the Don Bluth animated Laserdisc game, which was a follow-up to Dragon's Lair, got its own animated series as part of CBS's Saturday Supercade anthology by Ruby Spears, joining that series in its second season in 1984. And the results weren't great. Trying to squash an action series into 10 minutes while getting a running gag across, I don't think that they put their A-list writers on it, but you will hear all about it this Friday. So make sure you check it out. And
Absolutely.
in the meantime, we've got a Back to the Future podcast coming up, don't we, Chris?
Yes, we do.
It's our 200th.
FC3 Monkey Business is having its 200th episode. That'll be this coming Wednesday, available through our link tree here. Hang on a second. We'll just go ahead and do that. There's my email address if you have any questions or things you want us to cover. And our link tree is right here. And there you can find the entire Mighty Monkey Podcast Network, including episode 200 of FC3's Monkey Business, where we talk about none other than the conclusion of the Back to the Future trilogy, directed by Robert Zemeckis, starring Christopher Lloyd, Michael J. Fox, Elizabeth Shue, Leah Thompson, Tom, I can't remember.
Wilson?
Tom Wilson, excuse me. Yeah, Biff's last name. And a cast, a variety of characters available to you. So we do have our chat about that. And yeah, 200 episodes, James. We have done 200 freaking episodes of that podcast over the past, I think, 5 years. Has it been?
Give or take.
Yeah, and Tanya's only missed one, and I think I've missed 2. Over. So I think I've done 198, and you've done 199 episodes of it.
And I've been on 6.
You've been on several of them. I remember that.
Yeah, I've been on 6, and that's 7 too many.
Stop.
He's been on 6, and that's 7.
7 too many.
Oh,
that was clever as shit, I got to tell you. All right, so we're going to go back into the storyboard right now, and I am going to take a look at hopefully what comes next. There she is.
She's beautiful.
The inimitable Nichelle Nichols. She is going to actually be christening a real-world Federation headquarters coming up. The focus of the recent documentary, Women in Motion, Nichols will be making her final public appearance before retirement in Huron, Ohio this September. At the event, Nichols will sign autographs, take photos with fans, participate in other activities, and officially christen the International Federation of Trekkers headquarters in Cleveland Road in Huron. On Cleveland Road in Huron. The Federation is the only Star Trek fan club that received approval from Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry at its founding. The club has existed for 36 years and moved into the new headquarters in 2020. The location is open to fans, donors, volunteers, and tourists are for the visit. There is a quote here from Russ Heslage, the Federation co-founder, in a press release. The new facility is the culmination of a dream. It is a testament to the selfless work and gifts of our volunteers and donors over these many years. And there is nothing more fitting than to have my longtime friend and adopted showbiz mom here to officially christen the location. Nichols has had a 70-year career in show business as a singer, a dancer, and an actress on stage, television, and film. She's, of course, best known as the USS Enterprise Communications Officer, Lieutenant Uhura. Her groundbreaking role in Star Trek, the original series, she reprised the role in 6 Star Trek films. During the christening event, Nichols will sign autographs and pose for photos with fans in a replica of Captain James T. Kirk's captain's chair on the Enterprise bridge from Star Trek. There's also the opportunity to have dinner with Nichols.
Ooh.
All proceeds from the meet and greet will benefit Nichols' retirement fund. Haslage and the Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry founded the Federation in 1984. The group seeks to maintain a shared interest in the Star Trek universe and, in keeping with the mission of the show's United Federation of Planets, to help others. The Federation is a non-profit organization with more than 30 chapters and more than 2,100 members.
Wow.
It participates in charitable work such as funding local museums, offering food, clothes, and school supplies to local children, feeding the homeless, and a mission in Zimbabwe. The organization's New World headquarters facility includes a visitor center and a gift shop. It is open to fans and visitors, and it will be located at 501 Cleveland Road West in Huron, Ohio. Fans can find out more information at the group's website, trekfederation.com, or by calling its phone number 877-365-TREK. 877-365-TREK, and we'll post that if anybody's curious. So that will be the end of that particular story, and now we are going to jump over to a blank screen. Hang on just a second while I try to call this particular article back up. Beautiful, and now we go to this lovely lady. Blue Origin will fly female aviator Wally Funk, one of the original Mercury 13, on first crewed launch. Aviator Wally Funk wanted to be an astronaut in the earliest days of space flight. 60 years later, on July 20th, she'll finally go into space with Blue Origin. Funk was one of the 13 female aviators, later dubbed the Mercury 13, who in 1961 passed all the exams necessary for admission to NASA's astronaut corps and lobbied the federal government to send women into space. NASA and Congress demurred, and women were excluded from becoming U.S. astronauts for more than a decade. Sally Ride became the first American woman to fly in space in 1983. But if all goes to plan, in just 3 weeks, Funk will spend 4 minutes beyond the bounds of gravity, and I'll love every second of it, she is quoted as saying. I can hardly wait. Funk was already a highly qualified aviator in 1961, and she's never lost her love of flying. She goes on to be quoted as saying, I've been flying forever, and I have 19,600 flying hours, Funk said in the video, also citing her experience teaching more than 3,000 people to fly. Everything that the FAA has, I've got the license for, she's quoted as saying. In the video, she also remembers the disappointment she felt when NASA stood by its initial impulse to exclude women from the astronaut corps. Despite the qualifying marks of the 13 women of the first lady astronaut trainees, otherwise known as flats, and Funk's particularly outstanding results. Her final quote in the article, they told me that I had done better and completed the work faster than any of the guys. I didn't think that I would ever get to go up. Even after 6 decades, Funk won't quite reach orbit, although the 82-year-old will become the oldest person to visit space. Blue Origin's New Shepard vehicle is a suborbital capsule designed to make a brief 11-minute flight that passes the boundary of space, during which passengers will experience about 4 minutes of weightlessness.
Yeah, no.
You're not in for that ride?
Nope.
Okay. Funk is flying at the invitation of Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos, who will also be a passenger on the very same flight, along with his brother Mark and the as yet unnamed buyer of the $28 million seat that was auctioned off in June. Bezos was quoted as saying, no one has waited longer It's time. Welcome to the crew, Wally. We're excited to have you fly with us on July 20th as our honored guests. Folks, keep your eyes on this one. I'm hoping that this is going to be a really good day for Wally and a long-deserved flight. Let's go back and we're going to check out the comment board. Bill goes on to say, George's story, Back to the Future 2, Biff's story, Back to the Future 3, Doc's story. Yep, and we were talking about that in the podcast. James goes on to say, when does the Mighty Monkey move into their new headquarters? Probably in the year 2025, 26, give or take, somewhere along that line. 27 is entirely a possibility. And look, we've got a Batman John on board. Hope all's well with you, our friend. Good to see you. And Bill goes on to say, hi, Batman John. Hey, guess what, fellas? It is birthday time. Do I have that up at the moment? I don't know if I do. I don't. Hang on a second. This is going to be.
Well, while you're doing that, I looked up what the weekend of the Nichelle Nichols christening the Federation headquarters.
Yeah.
That would be September 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Okay.
So you can go and check that out.
All right. I have to do a couple things here. Hang on a second.
Okay. And they're only allowing 150 visitors for that weekend.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be a limited kind of a party there.
Yeah, very limited.
All right, I'm almost ready to be back in the business here. Okay.
So you're going to go to solo?
So, I'm going to go to solo. Excuse me, James. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
You don't necessarily.
Bertie told me it was your birthday. I ate him. You're welcome. All right, today, Monday, July 5th, we say happy birthday to actress Edie Falco, singer Huey Lewis, guitarist Robbie Robertson, and former baseball pitcher Richard Goose Gossage. Happy birthday tomorrow, Tuesday, July 6th, to Eva Green, Kevin Hart, Jeffrey Rush, and former President George H.W. Bush, a man who I never thought I would ever miss, but a couple of years ago I found myself doing just that. On Wednesday, July 7th, we say happy birthday to Beatle, Ringo Starr, comedian Jack Whitehall, actress Kirsten Van Ness, and comedian Jim Gaffigan. And who? And yes, we already said that.
That's okay. We have to say.
And got the detail at the top of the order. Comic chick and executive vice president of Mighty Monkey Corporation, Ann Liebig, is having a birthday on Wednesday.
She's 29.
July 7th. She'll be 29 again. We love you, Ann. All right, Thursday, July 8th, Kevin Bacon, Milo Ventimiglia, actress Eve Miles, and actress Maya Hawke. On Friday, July 9th, everybody's favorite dad, Tom Hanks, singer Courtney Love, musician Jack White, and actor Jimmy Smits. Starting off the weekend, it's Wyatt Russell, everybody's favorite guy they like to hate these days from Marvel Cinematic Universe, actor Cheadle Ejiofor, actor John Sim, and actress Fiona Shaw. And rounding out this big old week of people having birthdays, Sunday, July 11th, the late, great Robert the Bruce of Scotland. Also actors Justin Chamber, Stephen Lang, and actress Celia Ward. If it's your birthday this week, I hope you have a fantastic birthday. And you know what, guys? That's pretty much everything we've got for tonight. So you know what? Let's see what we got here. James says I got pictures of the new place. We're looking forward to seeing some of that stuff.
Do I have a really big area for all my baby Yodas? I just need to know.
We're going to need an office just for Tanya's baby Yoda collection.
Big
That's going to be a thing. So for my buddy James and for my dear friend Tanya, for our friend Dan, who is currently in Pennsylvania, and for our dear, dear friend who's having a birthday on Wednesday, and for Deanna, for Brian, and for everybody else involved with FC3, we wish you guys have a great week. Have a safe week, and we will talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Elizabeth.